When it comes to action in video game, film, and general media, we see a general baseline for the martial arts used as to make it more believable for many watching. However, this isn't always the case, and a broader appeal is often what is wanted from the designers and makers. This can be seen with Chun-Li in Street Fighter. Chun-Li is often described as a symbol of Chinese martial arts globalization, but that claim only makes sense if we are clear about what she represents and what she does not represent. Over the years, many specific martial arts systems have been attributed to her. Bajiquan, Tai Chi, Wing Chun, even modern Wushu, but none of these have ever been confirmed by Capcom. Understanding why these assumptions exist and why they persist despite a lack of evidence is essential to understanding Chun-Li's real cultural role. Officially, Chun-Li's fighting style is described simply as Chinese martial arts. That phrasing appears consistently in Capcom character profiles and reference material. It's deliberately broad. No name system is given, no lineage is described, and no technical curriculum is outlined. This places Chun-Li in a different category from characters like Ryu or Sagat, whose styles are explicitly named. The absence of specificity is not accidental. It is foundational to her function as a global symbol. So where do the assumptions come from? Well, Bajiquan is often cited because of its modern visibility in popular media and its reputation for explosive power. Tai Chi is frequently mentioned because Chun-Li is associated with balance, control, and fluidity. Wing Chun appears in discussions because of speed and efficiency. These attributions are not random. They are attempts by viewers to categorize visual cues using familiar reference points. The problem is that resemblance is not confirmation. Chun-Li's movements were designed for animation, clarity, and gameplay balance, not for technical accuracy. Her high kicks, rapid leg combinations, and upright posture are visually distinctive and mechanically effective in a fighting game. Those traits exist across many Chinese martial arts systems, as well as in performance-based Wushu. None of them uniquely identify a specific style. When players assign a named system to Chun-Li, they are projecting classification onto a design that was never meant to support it. This is where globalization comes in. Chun-Li debuted in 1991 at a time when Chinese martial arts were already internationally recognized but largely mediated through cinema. Films presented finished narratives. Games introduced repetition and participation. Chun-Li was not just watched, she was played. Millions of players repeatedly embodied a character explicitly coded as Chinese martial art. That repetition mattered more than technical detail. Capcom reinforced this symbolic role through visual design. Chun-Li's costume, stance, and overall presentation were built for instant cross-cultural recognition. Players didn't need to know anything about Chinese martial history to understand what she represented. This allowed her to function as a cultural signifier rather than a documentary depiction. In globalization terms, this is how complex traditions travel. They're simplified, made legible, and repeated until they're familiar. Her status as the first female character in Street Fighter amplified this effect. Chun-Li challenged prevailing assumptions about who could embody martial authority. As the franchise spread globally, so did the image of a disciplined, powerful female martial artist associated with China. That image circulated far beyond the games themselves, shaping perceptions through animation, comics, tournaments, and fan culture. Competitive play further embedded her symbolic role. Chun-Li has been a staple character in international tournaments for decades. Players from every region use her, not as an exotic novelty, but as a viable, high-level choice. The normalization placed a character associated with Chinese martial arts at the center of global competitive culture. Again, this had nothing to do with technical lineage and everything to do with visibility and repetition. The repeated attempt to pin Chun-Li to a specific martial art actually misunderstands her role. She globalized Chinese martial arts not by teaching them accurately, but by making them familiar. She provided a shared reference point that could travel across cultures without explanation. That's why Capcom never narrowed her style down. Specificity would have limited her adaptability. So when Chun-Li is described as a symbol of Chinese martial arts globalization, the claim is not about technical fidelity. It's about how a broadly defined martial identity, repeatedly encountered through play, competition, and media, encountered global consciousness. Chun-Li did not export a system. She exported an idea. Chinese martial arts are fast, they're disciplined, they're powerful, and globally present. That symbolic transmission is the real substance of her legacy. If you'd like to hear us talk about more areas of martial arts, video games, and far more, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.